It's so true. Okay, so I want to get into what you're about to launch, which I am just so excited about.
Thanks.
I'm so happy.
Me too.
I'm so happy for you. You're starting to launch a online how to date online program.
Mm-hmm. It's actually been launched for several years. I'm just have a new product related to it, which is my online only course.
Yes.
Because women have, they've come to me, they can't afford the coaching that I do in the 12-week program. It's called One Love, Online to Never Ending Love.
Love the name, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
I do.
Yeah, it's 7 simple steps to digital dating success. Because when women start it out right, it can go the distance so much easier. And it came to me in an interesting way that I had a woman in my 12-week course. And in the 12-week course, you get an adjunct to the weekly coaching of an online component of it with the videos and the documents and the templates for the texting and how to move from the texting to the phone call and going the first meeting and all of that stuff, right?
Yeah.
But when you're working with me weekly, it's a more expensive proposition. Of course.
Right. Yeah, of course.
And I had a woman she was actually in Asia and she wanted the course and she did it and she took it. And I think she was maybe on one call in the entire program. And she just used the online portion of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And she did several other individual calls with me, but she got to, after a year of dating, got to the engagement and they got married.
Wow.
Awesome.
And she was able to do it simply. And I thought, wait a minute, I could give this to so many other women just by doing the online. They may get to that just by doing online in the right way to set it up.
Yes.
Because that's key, setting it up in the right way.
So key.
Yeah. Yeah, because unfortunately, if the man sees you in the wrong category, and you might have heard me talk about this, and it's Freud's stuff. It's so simple. It's Freud's Madonna whore complex. Now they actually have renamed it to Freud's Madonna whore dichotomy, which I love because that's really what it is. It's been in us as male and female beings, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's why, the sex, we bond and commit, and you guys don't.
And can you explain that theory for the... I know. Take it all in, Matt. Take it all in.
Right. I'm speaking of gross generalizations, of course, and we want to get it to the commitment, right?
Of course. We're on video.
Yeah.
It's getting hot down here.
Right?
But can you explain that theory to listeners that don't quite know what that is?
Yes. So Freud, back, in the early, it was even before maybe 1912, he didn't invent it. He just qualified it for us of what he was seeing at all times. And that was that, and he called it a complex because in that day and age, not that it's any different, but given the time he was writing it, that men, his idea in a nutshell is that men who love a woman and love her deeply can't relate to her sexually and vice versa. Men who lust after a woman can't really love her in the way that we think
the other
about.
Qualities, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was it's a complex, and it's out there for sure.
Oh, 100%.
The complexes, absolutely. And it's made worse by our stuff in society, porn, all of that. Because being with a real woman after seeing porn and how it's so not what being with a woman is really like.
Yeah.
That really makes it tough. But it's in all men. And the reason it became aberrant, because when you think of anything in our society, anything in our brains that is aberrant, meaning outside of the norm to a certain degree, it all comes from a normative thing. In other words, if we didn't have it normatively, it would never become aberrant.
Yeah.
And men all have it in their reptilian brain to immediately put a woman in one of two categories. Just by a mere picture. That's why profile pics
Oh my gosh, so important.
are so important.
So I was looking on your One Love program. I'm scrolling on this right now online, and I saw, so it's just in like, I think it was in step 1. Like you do videos in each one, which is so awesome. I love it because I'm a very visual person.
Yeah.
And so I was looking at, you're like, okay, just at the profile picture on how, then this is regarding to online dating. The profile picture is so important. And you did a comparison picture. You did a picture of a girl like in the grass reading a book. She still looked pretty, like she was good looking, cute.
Very pretty.
But I didn't think of her as, and I'm going to be very, I don't know, not holding back. I didn't think of her as a whore. I didn't. And I looked at the other one and I was like, oh my gosh, this girl like is thirsty. Like she's got her boobs out, like, and she's hot.
She's very pretty.
She's very beautiful. But when you first see that, you don't want to be known. You don't want to be put in that category. And I'm all for women being sexy. You know that, Paula. We've talked about it. We've podcasted a few times. I'm all about women taking those sexy photos. I still do. And especially for their man, that should never die. And but
key women, key. It actually is a big key. I just want to say that is a big key.
Do not let it die.
Like, I cannot.
The dating stage. Why did you guys fall in love in the beginning? You have to remember that and keep that alive. And there's timing for everything. And have those sexy pictures later when you've been more established. Bring that into the equation. And so I love that you just right out the gate. And it's so important. The beginning steps are the most important. Don't have that crazy, slutty, hot picture. Like,
well, and that picture, I know what you're referring to because I took those 2 pictures. You know, I made them very
She's beautiful,
clear.
whoever this person is.
Absolutely. The key is that both. I mean, it is not. She's not being slutty in that picture. You know what I mean? She's not being, but it is the connotation.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say it was
she's
slutty.
showing.
Yeah,
right.
She's just to men though. That's. They're very visual too. To men, they're thinking sex right there.
Of course.
I mean, because the boobs look. I mean, they're hot. They look really
absolutely.
nice. But well, I was like, dang, I got to get mine redone after seeing that. But no, I was looking at it and like I thought. First, I know this is going to sound really weird, but with that. The first picture of her just sitting reading a book, I thought, oh, maybe there's something more to her than just her looks. And like my mind was taking me to different places. But when I saw that other side-by-side picture with her boobs nice and looking good, all I could think was boobs.
That's all you right. Here's the key is that a man loves both those pictures. Just like you said, they're both really pretty.
Exactly. And they're both important.
Absolutely. The woman who's going to put that second picture with the boobs online, she's going to get every consumer out of the woodwork, absolutely without question.
Yeah.
The first woman, she's still going to get some. She's still going to online. She's still going to get a lot of consumers, but not quite as many. And then she will also get the guy who's looking for more. Because remember, it's when you are ready to adopt a puppy, you decide, I'm adopting.
Yep.
You want to go look for one, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I'm ready. Okay, where is she? Oh, that puppy's cute. That's it.
Yep.
You see, because men love us all, it's so very simple for them. It's really crappy for us.
Yeah.
It is. Because we don't love men like we love puppies at all.
Well, and I want to say this too and I have friends and I probably have done it back before you and I worked on our one-on-one coaching. But women that say they want one thing and do another, like their actions speak differently. I have friends that are like, I want to be in a relationship so bad. I want him to be committed to me. But then they put this stuff out there. They put the hot, sexy picture out there, and then they let them treat them a certain way. And I'm like, okay, well, you're giving mixed signals because you say you want one thing, you want this committed, loving man to be just committed to you, but then you're acting like, Girls Gone Wild.
It's so.
I was like, what's
so
the term?
true.
It's true.
It's so true.
It's true. From a guy's point of view, when I see it, the reason I want a relationship. I want to be in a committed relationship. And so like when I see someone like that, I'm like, oh, you have a lot of guys that are in your DMs. You have a lot of guys that are coming after
100%.
you. But the only thing that they're wanting is the sex. And I was like, which means, if you're okay with that, you would change. If you're not okay with it, you would change your profile. But seeing that you don't and you keep on putting out more, you're okay with it. So I'm not okay with that because that would be the feeling of the relationship being like, I would be thinking, oh, you're getting another DM today by another guy who just wants to show you, whatever, a D pic. I didn't know how to say it. I didn't know what we were censoring and whatnot.
Oh, there's no rules on this podcast.
So whatever.
I'll lay it again.